Hey everyone, this is Sadie, and welcome to my Flosstube channel. If you're new, welcome again. And here is a platform where I really talk about cross stitch and some sewing, mainly project bags that I sew. And if you've come back to watch, thank you. I appreciate it. This week has been crazy for me. Normally I film on Wednesdays. Today's Thursday, so it's just the day after, but work has just been so busy. To the point that I've had to bring work from home, which I don't like to do. So I'm really glad that on Saturday I get to go home to my parents down in Florida to be with warm weather because it's snowing up here. And I get a good break. I get a week's break from work and I really need it right now. So I'm finally getting to my video, and I always say I don't think it's going to be that long. We'll see how this goes. I am excited because you guys saw last time my work for Nora November, and we've got a finish out of that. So I'm really excited to show you that piece. I also have technically 2 new starts. One of them I told you about, and the other one was a surprise start. So I'll tell you about that one. And then I think I've got 2 whips. Woo! Got something in my eye already. So we'll get into it. And since I always like to show you guys the exciting stuff, I am going to show you the completed project of Sagittarius. I was really surprised with how fast she stitched. I don't know if I was that excited, that motivated to be able to stitch her. But again, she was my first Nora Corbett brand pattern to do. And she wasn't too bad. Beads were fine. I used just the DMC colors that look similar to the bead. I tried doing the invisible thread with my Dark Queen of the Earth, and I didn't like how it kind of kinks on itself, and then I probably do pull my thread pretty tight, but it kind of made a little bit of holes on my Dark Queen, especially where the flowers were with the little glow, with the glowing on it. It made them, I feel, a little visible, and so I've been much more comfortable with just stitching the beads with the DMC, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So here she is. Look at her. I always don't know if I'm showing this right. Okay, let's pull her back. There you go. And she looks so good. I was kind of nervous if the flowers were going to, get dim or be invisible with the red fabric. But she really looks good. Oh. No. And I thought that bottom flower was gonna mess me up, but I think I was just being extra careful. So, oh my gosh! I love her. And I feel like now I have to modify where I put my safety pins, because that's where I marked for the other 2 zodiac signs to place, right? So the fabric's Fire Dancer. It's a 32 count from Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. And she's on a big fabric, but that's because I wanted to put all the zodiacs together by their elements. And so where the safety pins are just puts the inner border of where the other 2 zodiacs are. So I can show you the patterns that I have for those. I have them all here. So, right, the other 2 fire signs are Aries and Leo. And I went to Staples and I got their patterns blown up, so that way I can just mark on them. I started to get their Care and Water and Lilies. I have I'm really thankful that I have an LNS like in my hometown here in Bangor. And she carries a very good amount of fabric. She carries a good amount of specialty flosses. I mean, she carries some Glorianas. She's got Dinky Dyes. She's got, is it Cottage Garden Threads? So she got some Weeks Dye Works. Like, she's got Mill Hill beads. She does hold some DMC. She's got all the latest patterns. She has a good stock, but she doesn't have Karen water lilies. And I asked her, I said, do you carry? She's like, no, I don't. So I went, okay. And that's what Mirabilia uses. So I ordered those from 123 Stitch. And I ordered the ones for the other two. So when I will get started on those, I would have to see with my 2025 plans if I want to start them during their dedicated months or if I want to keep it in the like Mirror May, Nora November type of theme. Though I think May I'm already doing Mermaid, and that's going to be with Whittier Stitches Mermaid. So I'm going to have to see where I include them because I would love to get those done, at least that elemental piece that like for 2025. So that way I can have that done. It looks beautiful and I can work on the other elements. So that's my finish. Like I said, I was surprised because I started her November 2nd and then I got her done within 3 weeks of November. So I really worked on her. So I got her. And then we can go into my whips. One of them is the saddest amount of whips. That's Mars. I don't know if I'm going to get to my goal of finishing her by December 31st of 2024. But we're still trying. We still got time. We still got a month. Even though it's the 5th. We still got time. And let's see. I have her here. I got her with Mercury. Let's see. Really, I'm working on that bottom skirt. Really just trying to get the color. I'm trying to get that dark purple in. And so, trying to get that in and then get the rest of the skirt and get her legs in. And then I have to go back because the pattern itself, so like with Mercury, all that light blue, I filled in. It wasn't part of the pattern, but I wanted them to be columns of the portraits. So I'm gonna have to do the same thing, go back and fill in the background. But thankfully they're big enough that the portrait itself fills up so much space. And so when I go back to fill in the background, it's not that bad. This one is, I was surprised. This one is a 36 count. Like a 36 count. I think it's antique white. And I got it from an LNS from a needle store in Cleveland. That's the one that I go to whenever I'm down there. And I keep her in my handy dandy Sailor Moon bag. So that's Mars and my little whip there. The other one is my black water sirens. So she is one. I got the idea. I posted it on Instagram from Cam the Stitcher and from the Museum Stitcher, Bridget. That I think they got them from a person they're friends with. I believe it's Marjorie. I haven't seen her stuff, but they do what's called a stitch and stream, and I love that concept for them of picking. I think they've been picking shows that they then post a reel or a post of how many stitches they did with that one episode. And so I wanted to do something similar to that. And if you follow me on Instagram, you've likely seen some of the stories that I've posted. But I've been doing that with the Harry Potter movies. I love watching them. I've always loved them. And I try about once a year to do a Harry Potter movie marathon. So I started that like in the middle of November. And that's been my stitch. The Black Water Sirens has been my stitch project during the Harry Potter marathons. And I'm really glad I did that because I got a lot of work in. I got through part 1 and I started part 2. So here is her progress. I still have her in the hoop because I'm working on her. But here it is. And so, right, so I got all of the treasure chest. The only thing is the beads, but I normally bead at the end of the project. I'm just afraid of breaking beads since I use a hoop with this. And then this is the beginning of the first siren. So I'm really glad that I got a face in. And so far, to get all this work, I've watched 5 of the movies. So I have to go and watch number 6 and then both parts of 7. I'm trying to think I don't know if I'm gonna have enough energy to watch one today. We'll see if I do. And if you see a story about the progress of movie number 6, then you know I watched it. So she's one that I'm really glad that I did the stitch and stream for that. And I feel like I'm going to continue because that's how I get through some of my projects is I put Flosstube or I put a movie or I put a show on and I stitch and watch it. And I am a very happy person when I do that. So right now it's Harry Potter. We'll see what other series I decide to pick up. Okay, so those are my 2 whips. And then I've got my 2 starts. So I'll show you the first one that was planned. And this one I talked about in my last video, where unfortunately it's a gift for someone that does watch my videos. And I was going to show you guys my progress and let you guys put in the comments of what pattern you think it is. I'm still gonna have to figure out how to, I may not say if you're right or wrong, but still put a comment. I still want to see the guesses that you guys have because you may enable me to buy those patterns since I'm stitching something that could look similar to what you think it is. But I will probably then state in the next video like what it is that I'm working on, because I'm hoping by the next video that I have it done since it is a gift. So I will show you what it is. And I think I showed you last time how it is on. I got it from a kitchen towel in Hobby Lobby. It was like a 2-set, but it is all those holes that look like cross-stitching fabric. Let's see. We're going to bring this up. Here we go. Like I said, I'm not going to say anything, but what percentage I am in? Probably a little under a quarter. I mean, I definitely still have a good amount of work, but I think I'm a little under a quarter. So, we are still working on that. Again, I'll be happy to see what you guys guess in the comments. And then the other one was, again, spontaneous surprise stitch. I got in when I was getting in the role of working on Sagittarius. I thought, all right, I already did a Mirabilia, my Twisted Mermaids. I was working on Sagittarius and I finished her and she's a Nora Corbett brand. And then I thought, oh my goodness, I am following Nora on her Patreon and she has like Patreon exclusive patterns. So why don't I start one of her exclusive patterns? And I'm like so happy and excited. And she has, I think I got all of them that are available. The ones that she's probably released in prior months that are gone, I don't have. But this one is a recent one that she just put out. It's the Art Deco tree. And I just wanted to start it. It kind of reminded me of the holidays. And even though I'm normally not a winter stitcher, I'm not a seasonal or a Christmas, I'm not even like that big of a Christmas person. But Flosstube and seeing everyone's projects and seeing how there are some really beautiful holiday projects, that's gotten me into the mood to be able to do some holiday stitching. So I will show you my progress with her. I think I've already posted a picture here of what it looks like. And I feel like the interesting thing with that is the image that she even gave us on the pattern is her sketch with some of the gold painting in it. And so I haven't seen it stitched. If someone's already stitched it, I just haven't seen it. And I looked at the colors and I think I picked a great fabric for it. So I will show you what it is. almighty. Isn't this like a really nice red? Mind you, I was thinking of getting a red in, I got 1, 2, 3 stitch. And then I was walking in my LNS and I saw this one and I immediately grabbed it. I think it's going to be gorgeous. So I'll bring it up here. The colors, really very, very limited palette. It is mainly browns and 2 greens. That is the color choices for the Art Deco tree. So I wanted to make it very, so I wanted them to stand out and make it very holiday with the red fabric. The thing that I know myself, and I have that syndrome where I don't want to stitch the same thing twice. And anything that is symmetrical, I don't want to do. Like, the prime example, if you guys have seen Echo Lake, is from Mirabilia. It is beautiful. But the fact that I have to stitch the whole thing twice stops me. I know I won't ever do that project because of all the repeat stitching that I would have to do. So granted, when I saw the tree, I knew it was repeat stitching as well. Not as big as Echo Lake, but there is repeat stitching. So curious enough, what I've been doing is where I do stitch on one side as much as I can, kind of like cross-country stitching, and then I do the other side. And then I pick another color, do it on one side, do it on the other. Did the same with the glitter, with the Krynic. That's actually been doing well with me, where I don't feel like it's tedious. I don't feel like I'm bored repeating the same thing because I'm just going back and forth, weaving back and forth from left to right, and just getting as much as I can done with it. The Krynic, I'm so glad that I stopped myself because I'm normally used to doing it with 2 strands. So just like with normal DMC floss, I've normally done Krynic as a double-stranded floss. And I started doing it on this project. And I think I got like 12 stitches in and I said, nope, can't do it. It was getting bulky, and that was the first time for me, but I know people have said it where the threads and the fabric was starting to kind of fluff. And I said, no way, I don't want that to happen. So I just took out all the threads, took out all 12 stitches, and then I started with 1 strand. And I'm really glad I did that because that's exactly what this is. These are all 1-stranded Krynic stitches. And for me, it gives the same coverage, like pretty much the same coverage as 2 strands of DMC. So this one is Atomic Ranch, which is my first time ever using Atomic Ranch fabric. Joy Lynn, and it's a 28 count linen. And for a 28 count linen, you would think that 2 strands would be fine, but no, this fabric was not having it. So I went to the 1 strand of Krynic, and it is making life much better. The crazy thing that I was so happy about was with, and I keep them in my Christmas bag. So, was when I was looking for the Krynics, this is the one I'm using. I found them at my LNS, and I think it was meant to be, whatever you want to call it, fate. Because she just has a small container, small bowl, where she had a lot of Krynic. She separates them, number 4s, number 8s, so we were looking for number 4s. And I went, I don't know if she's going to have the 1 Krynic that I need. And I was looking, and I went, oh my god, there it is. And then I said, would she have 2? And she did! So I got both of them. Because I thought I was going to do double threads. And I've gone through a roll of this before, and I said there's so much glitter in that pattern. I went, I think I need both. I may still need both, but I'm glad at least that I got 2 of them. So those are all my patterns that I'm currently working on stitching. And so I'll kind of do plans of what I've been working on now. And then I'm trying to think if I need to show you haul. I can show haul that is not so much cross-stitching because I did a lot of Black Friday shopping. Oh my god. I mean, I already did all my Christmas shopping before Black Friday because we had the Bangor Craft Fair and Etsy had things that I can get my people, and so I was done. I've been done Christmas shopping. So Black Friday was for me, and oh boy, did I buy things. And it was all cross-stitching related. I'm trying to think, a lot of it was patterns. I'm trying to think, I feel like I have a couple of them here in this mess of a craft room. But I'll probably have to show you next time. But I did get a couple. No, I'm kind of in a mood if I want to show it. Give me 2 seconds. Aha! Okay. I do have a couple patterns. So, 2 that I got from my L&S because they were having their first ever Black Friday sale. And I believe it was 20% off, which I went, no way. One of them I was looking and I said, oh my god, this looks so good. And it's the Artsy Housewife. And it's Geraldine's Flowers. Mind you, I think you've heard me talk, but from Florida, especially in the area that I'm from, there are black bears. And they might as well be like our next door neighbors. And so when I saw this bear, I know it's not black. It's definitely a grizzly. But look at it! I mean, so good. For me, this looks like they took a photo of a real grizzly bear and digitized it. And then they put these beautiful flowers on top. Like, when I saw this, I just heard my mom's voice and it just went, mine. I want it. Thank you. But I'll be really excited to try to work on this one. So that's Geraldine's Flowers. And then the other one, which is a series that people are doing from Cottage Garden Sampling, are the Fabulous Houses. And the more I look at them, the more I like them. And of course it's a series, and I'm a sucker for series and collections. So I got one of the houses. And like any person, any sane person, you start with number 1. So I got Santa's house. And they all look so cute. And I don't know yet if I want to do them like all on one fabric, or if I want them to do all separately, or if I want to do like a little collage of a few, like maybe 3 or 4 of them where it's just 4. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think in my brain how I want to organize them, but those are the 2 that I got. Do I plan on starting them anytime soon? No. But that's what I bought. So those are 2 hauls that are really cool. A while ago, I got some new pins that I'm going to turn into needle minders because I'm going back home and they have the oscillator that I showed a couple videos back. So this one is really cool. This is from Ashely, or she's called Ashely B Art. She actually has a bunch of designs of hers on unconventional cross stitch as PDF designs. And I have one of hers. It's called Bite Me. Really cute. It's a unicorn. And I love the way that she designs things. I love her creativity. You've likely seen me show some of her pins, but she just did a series of pins called Winged Wabbits. So you have to say it the way that Elmer Fudd says it. And they're just so cute. I did not get all of them because I had to have my own budget. Like, I have to control myself. And who knows, maybe it'll be a little cheaper one day if they have she has extras out. But she essentially took birds, moths, other flying animals, and used a rabbit inspired by that flying object. And they were so cool. So I got 2 moths, a bird, and a bat. So the 2 moths that I got, right? You got a Luna moth. And then, ooh, this is like the royal pink moth. Nope, I said that wrong, didn't I? The rosy maple moth. There you go. So I got those 2. I got a flamingo, because I had to. And then I got the Hondura White Bat. So, really excited for these. I'm going to turn them into needle minders and they're going to be cute as ever. And then the other thing, because as you see my background, and you've seen my background, I love collecting dolls. It's kind of petered out because I just have like a niche of what specific types of dolls I like. I really like fashion dolls, and one that came out because I love fairy tales and retellings of fairy tales. So I watched like all the current Descendants movies on Disney Plus and their last one. So am I aging myself? I don't know. We'll see. I probably am. But have you seen Cinderella, but with Brandy as Cinderella? If you know what I'm talking about, you know there's Whoopi Goldberg. And then I had to look it up, and it's Whitney Houston as the fairy godmother, which I was like, I already liked her when I was a child and I saw this. And then I went, oh my God, it was Whitney Houston the whole time. So Brandy as Cinderella. And then there's Prince Charming. And oh my goodness, guys, she shows up again in Descendants. Like, it is Brandy as Cinderella with Prince Charming, who's the original Prince Charming from the old Cinderella, there with their child. And that's the latest. That's the latest Descendants movie. So if you loved that old Cinderella, I almost flipped my mind when I saw that movie and I saw that she came back for that. So of course, all those, like that movie, because it's Disney, they came out with the dolls. And when I saw Brandy's Cinderella doll, I went, oh my God, I need her. So the other one, so there's that one. And then the rival is the Queen of Hearts. And Rita Ora plays her, she's a singer, and I love her music. Her doll's gone, like sold out. And if you want to buy it, I think it's over $100, which, mind you, they're normal, like department store dolls. It's not like they were super luxury fashion dolls. I think, right, their normal price is $30, which is still a good chunk of money for a department store doll. And Rita Ora is like I said, $100. It's gonna be a miracle if I ever find her. But I got Brandy. So I'm excited. I just want to show you guys and share it with you, and then we can move on to more cross stitching. So look at her. Look at her. They gave her a long blue fishtail braid. Beautiful hair. Like, that is her. If you remember, that is Brandy. Now I'll turn her around. That is Brandy. Oh yeah. You're welcome. Go watch that movie. But yeah, so I guess those are my hauls. Okay, coming back to cross stitching. So, from here with plans. Currently, the plan that I'm doing in December, and I know it's December 5th, but I didn't want to put an extra video like yet, and I'm still considering if I want to do one, is a stitch finale, which I got the idea from Leah Revenga. I'll put her Instagram handle up. But she does, I think she's done it a few times now, where the stitch finale for her is that she takes all her whips, and she dedicates a day to get some work on the whip. So she comes up with a plan of whether it's 500 stitches, 1,000 stitches, or to start something. Just comes up that each day of the month, or however many whips she has, she can work on it. So when I saw that, I was like, you know what? I would really like to work on some of the whips that I haven't touched this year. And I counted back. And so far that I can tell, if I haven't missed any, I have 14 whips. 15 for a start that I put in my stitch finale, because it's a holiday season one. But I put it on Instagram, but I will post here the post of what I did with all the patterns. With all the patterns that I want to do for my stitch finale. And I started at December 1st. And have I completed all of them? No, but they are still like in the queue. I have them logged of what day each one was called. So since I'm having like 14 whips and a new start, that's 15. So I'm thinking 15, I can work on them twice. And my lofty goal is to do 500 stitches on them, like when they get called. So each day to do 500 stitches on a project. And then do it twice, right? So go through them one time and then recycle them again for a second time. So I'm using like a spinny wheel, and I've gotten a few days picked out or chosen. So I'll see if, I think in Instagram is where I'm going to put the post of what my projects were called out and how many stitches I got to put on them realistically, with the goal that technically with each one, right, by the end of the month, it's technically 1,000 stitches on each whip. But I'll be real, like, I will be honest and be like, this is the actual reality of what I got for each one. So I think that's going to be really good, and it's going to help me try to get through my whips. And the one start that I'll have there that you'll see is Eggnog Latte by Shannon Christine. Because again, I'm in a holiday mood and I wanted to work on it. So that's my current plan. That is what I'm doing for December right now. From here, one of my future plans that's happening in 2025 that I talked about again last time is doing Alison's like princess birthday sale. So Alison from Cross Stitch the Globe, she is having her princess birthday sale in January because her birthday's in January. And I got to watch Stephanie and Alison's video to talk about the sale, which was really helpful because I was like, okay, I don't know how soon they're going to do it, when they're going to prepare it. So I got the information. They start January 1st. And their goal, like Alison, I think is planning to do 2 different stitches. Stephanie's planning to do a couple of them. So I wanted to do something similar where I actually start 2 of them. Because I do love the Disney princesses. And I've been wanting to start a few of the patterns that I have. But I just haven't pulled the trigger, haven't found a reason, so I feel like this is my good reason to just get started on those. And I'm gonna do 2. One of them I'm gonna do, thinking about Alison, because that I know of from what I've seen, her favorite Disney princess is Cinderella. And I'm using Brooke's Cinderella from Brooke's Bookstore, because she has a bunch of a series of the Disney princess dresses. So I'm gonna start Cinderella. And then the other one is going to be the Disney Princess Silhouettes. Again, I'll post a picture here. And that one I know I can't start on Cinderella because she's in the middle. So I'm going to start with Rapunzel. That's on the top left. I realize when I start projects, I start in the middle, but I like starting on the left. And then I work around that. But yeah, so I like starting for some reason on the left. So I will do those 2 projects. I've already got fabric from 123 Stitch for Cinderella, and I already got the floss. And especially because Joann's just had their Black Friday and their DMC floss went for 50 cents. Finally, I said, you know what? I would like to build up my A-Master DMC set. And I started pulling the threads that I needed for both Cinderella and the Princess Silhouette patterns, and then I just started recording them and figuring out which ones I needed and slowly building. So I'm slowly building them. I think they do that sale like twice a year, Joann's, where the DMC go for 50 cents. So I can be patient. Unless I need it for a project, I don't have to go and buy all the other ones yet. But that's my goal with that. So those are the 2 that I'm starting, and those are the 2 that I'm kitting up. I have to still get the fabric for the Princess Silhouette. And again, I think I'm going to get it through 123 Stitch. I've looked at my LNS and they don't have a lot of just plain black fabric, at least with the size that I would want. So I'll be getting it through them. And then we will go from there. So that's what I'll be doing in January. But granted, we are still in February. So I need to focus on the now and focus on my stitch finale. So that is what I will be doing. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's it for now. I still went about 30 some minutes. But thank you for watching. and stay tuned. If you're not following me on Instagram, that is where I post stories and I post posts of my cross-stitching projects if you want to see more of an update. But if you just want to be surprised and just see how much work I get done for my next video, then I will see you next time. So take care. Have a great rest of December. Next time I see you will probably be before the Christmas, Hanukkah holidays. So hope you guys have a good night. Bye.